Hi, good morning. How are you today? Hopefully you're well, enjoying the lovely weather, the last few rays of sunshine here in the UK. This week I've been concentrating on lunchbox favourites. My lunchbox favourites, the things that I either make my kids or I make for myself when I'm going out for the day or something. I always find that it's just great to do a little bit of batch cooking on Sunday afternoon and have a few bits in the fridge ready to go. And of course, I do like to make the healthiest options possible. I think, you know, as I was saying yesterday, that we can buy so many things in the shops these days, which are probably quite nice. But just knowing that I'm giving my family some really good, solid, healthy ingredients for me is really unique. And that's one of the things I love about Thermomix, you know, that it does allow me to give my family healthy, wholesome food every day. So this is my savoury flapjack. It's a recipe on cookie dough, and I was blown away when I first tasted it because it's just delicious and very, very moorish, and it's kind of a take on a sweet flapjack into savoury, which is really nice, quite unique. So very, very easy to make. I'm going to show you now, then I'll pop it in the oven and I'll post pictures afterwards. So yeah, here we go. So I've brought the recipe up on the screen, savoury flapjacks. I just wanted to show you, for those of you who are not as familiar with Thermomix, that if we press the arrow down on the screen, we're going to find ourselves with a lot of information. One of them is ingredients and the preparation. So before we start a recipe, if it's the first time I'm making a recipe, always have a look down here to see what the preparation is, just so I'm ahead of the game. And then if we carry on scrolling down, another thing that I love is that we find the nutritional information of every single recipe. This one is telling you the information per piece, which is really good because if you're following any kind of diet like Slimming World or Weight Watchers, you can still calculate the points or the sins. And that's really, really handy. And sometimes people just really want to keep an eye out on their carb intake or their protein intake. So it's fantastic that every single recipe has nutritional value. And then you have on the right some hints and tips there. Variations, in the variations box, for example, it says pecorino is an Italian hard cheese made from ewe's milk. Parmesan cheese made from cow's milk may be used as an alternative. And to be honest, any hard, strong cheese, so if you didn't have any Parmesan, you could still use maybe some strong cheddar cheese as well, and it would work really, really well. I like what it says here at the bottom. This recipe comes from Jenny Titch, a nutritionalist who is known as the Lunchbox Doctor. Jenny's recipes are inventive and practical, and these flapjacks are tasty and full of goodness. And yeah, which is exactly why I love them. So, okay, let's start cooking. So we're going to go all the way back to the top of the screen and press start cooking. It says preheat the oven at 190°C, which I've already done. So let's press next. Large, a square tin with some parchment paper, which I have already done, ready to go. Okay, and now we need to start weighing. So with the guided cooking on the screen, the scales come up automatically. Now, one little tip, because I haven't taken the lid off yet, now that I'm taking it off, the scales have suddenly gone to minus, which means I have to press tear, which will send them back to 0. So please keep an eye on that, because it's really easy. Certainly when I first got my Thermomix, it was very easy to forget to tear your scales to 0. So I'm just going to add my cheese. You could reduce the content of cheese if you wanted to make them healthier, and then I would suggest you just add some extra vegetables to balance the recipe. There we go. So just in chunks, a little bit more. And there we go. Hot cheese. Okay, how are we doing? Okay. That's my last bit there. Brilliant. Just a little bit under, but that'll do. That's fine. So we keep pressing next. And now we're going to add some fresh parsley, which I have here. I've already washed. So 20 grams of fresh parsley. One thing I love about adding herbs and chopping them in Thermomix is that because it's so powerful, it chops them like a knife. So you don't get any bruised, you know, watery, dark herbs when you do this. There we go, that's 11 grams, perfect. They just come out really fresh and look bright green. There we go, let's keep going. So turn the speed selector to speed 10. It's going to be very loud for a second. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, I love the smell of that. Have a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it smells amazing with the Parmesan. So let's press next. Pop that back in. I'll do the sides a little bit, but to be honest, we're going to do some chopping, so it doesn't really matter. So it's asking me for 150 grams of onion. So I shall tear the scales again and I'll pop the onion in. There we go. I'd already prepped it and chopped it before. And then we need 200 grams of carrots, which again, I prepped and chopped earlier on. And finally, so it's asking me for 200 grams of courgettes. Because I didn't have 200 grams of courgettes, I've added some broccoli as well. To be honest, you could substitute all the vegetable with your favourite veg. If you're trying to keep it a little bit more low carb and you didn't want the sugars in the carrots, you can just swap it for other veg, other green veg. So spinach goes really well in this savoury flapjack. I've done that before. So yeah, don't be scared to substitute or change or experiment. So now it's asking us to pop the lid on and turn the speed selector to speed 5 for 10 seconds. Great. And that is chopping all the lovely vegetables for us. Right, have a look at this. So 5 seconds to chop all the veg and the onion and mix it together with the cheese. Oh, that's already smelling amazing. Press next. So scrape down the sides, which I've already done. I'm so used to just scraping the sides all the time. And now we need to add some jumbo oats to the mix. So I've got some organic porridge. Ooh, let me keep an eye on the scales. See, if I stand behind, I can't see the scales and I forget. So we need 200, approximately, no, not approximately, 200. Need to try not to go, there we go. Voila. And I think there's just one more ingredient to go. So 2 large eggs, which I have here. Okay, let's pop that in. Straight into the bowl. Right, let's press next. It's asking me to put the lid on, press next again, and we need to mix everything for 15 seconds at speed 4. Okay, so we're done. Wonderful. So let's press next, and it's asking us to transfer the prepared into the cake tin, and then we need to bake for 25 to 30 minutes. So let's have a look. I'm going to move this slightly to one side. Oh, now I'm going to scrape down the sides because I think this is ready. So that's our mixture, ready to go. Let's pop it into our tin, like so. we are. Hope you can see okay what's going on here. Everything's coming out. How quick and easy are these flapjacks to make? I mean, it really doesn't take long. That's why I was saying if you do a bit of batch cooking, say on a Saturday or on a Sunday afternoon, you could spend an hour or a couple of hours and you could easily make some sweet things, some savoury things, you know, maybe a salad as well, you know, keep it in the fridge or put it in individual Tupperwares. It just makes life so much easier during the week. And that's what we need with such busy lives that we all have. We need, there we go. Oh, this is looking good. Trust me, I wish you could taste it because this really tastes delicious. You must try this if you like vegetables and cheese. This lovely cheesy savoury flapjack is so good. And if the kids like it, then you're on a winner because it's full of veg as well. So look at that. So that's our savoury flapjack ready to go in the oven. I'll take photos when it comes out and I'll post pictures on. But please give it a go. It's really yummy and I think you'll love it. Okay? So have a good week. Take care then. Bye.